Hi, this is Lauren Helfer with Leaf and STEM Learning, and today I'm going to show you how to use your Place Value Lesson Plan Builder. So on this first page, when you first open this up, and it is a Google Sheets document that you will make a copy of from your course, it has basically a catalog of all the different activities that are available for you within this course. So you can use this as a jumping off point for deciding which activities you want to create first or add to your lesson plans for your students, because you can get an idea of what it's about looking at this catalog. So how you're going to use the catalog is there's the different titles across the top, and then the information about each lesson material down below. So we have a resource title. So for example, this one is called Comparing Decimals Mini Lesson. We have the topic, either decimal place value or whole number place value. We have the readiness teaks, the supporting standard teaks, and the resource type. So what grouping of students are you going to be using when you're teaching this lesson? So it might be a mini lesson, it might be a game for a partner, it might be an activity for an individual student. So all those are on here so that you can decide which ones best suit your students. There's an objective written from the student perspective, an I can statement. So for example, for comparing decimals mini lesson, I can compare and order decimals using models. So if you need to reward that, you can always go in and change this to something like the learner will compare and order decimals using models, if your district requires different wording. And then there is the actual outline, which is the scripted part of the lesson or the activity that gives the details of what that activity is. Another great thing about this is it's all completely editable. So like I was saying, if you needed to change that and you wanted it to say the learner will, you can go in and change any of the wording that you need to or that you want to. All you do is double click inside the box and you can go in and add, take out, change wording, whatever you need to do to customize it to you and your classroom and your students. Other thing that makes this really easy is that these headers at the top, you can use them to sort. So that way, like sort A to Z, and it will put all the information in order for you, like ABC order, so that you can look at the lessons that go together on the same topics more easily. On our next tab here, the lesson plan template tab, we have our lesson plan templates that are currently blank. When you first come in, what you can do with these, if there's anything you want to change, like if you want to personalize it, so it says instead of my lesson plans, you want to put your name, you can do that. All the parts written in black are completely customizable. You can type anything you would like into that spot. Change the day of the week, change the date to whatever you need to, type in your warm-up information. Here's where the magic happens. This is my favorite part. It's really fun to watch it populate. When you are in here, any of these places where it says resource title, you'll notice it has a little drop-down arrow. When you click that drop-down arrow, you see the list of resources from your catalog. You can choose whichever lesson or activity that you're doing, and once you've chosen it, it will automatically populate that area of the lesson plan with all the information from the catalog. You can edit this. I would recommend that you do not edit it here. If you notice, when you double click in it, it actually gives you code instead of the lesson plan information. Where you would edit this is you can flip back to your lesson plan builder and you can edit any of the information on here. Any edits you make here will automatically carry over into your template here. We have a spot for our centers activities. You can go in and pick the different activities that you want your students to work on that day. And all of the information from the catalog, again, will populate straight into your lesson plan so that it makes it just really easy once you've chosen your activities to come in and choose what you want everything to look like for each of your days. So again, you just click this little arrow next to resource title. It will launch a list of all the resources that are available. You click the one you want to cover that day, and it just populates in there straight for you. If you do need to go back and change it, you can go back in and choose any of the other different lessons, and it will automatically fix the teaks and the information inside of your template. If you need additional pages, this one has 5 for you. I've seen that that's the most common timing for place value lessons in the scope and sequence for most districts is about a week, but if you do need more, all you need to do is click on the lesson plan template tab down here, and you can choose duplicate, and it will make another tab exactly like your first tab, so that way you can go in and add more days if you need to. Our last tab is the standards tab. On here, it just has a list of all the Texas TEKS that we are covering in this unit. Blue marks our process standards, green marks the readiness standard TEKS, and yellow marks the supporting standard TEKS. This is just informational for you in case you need to remind yourself what one of those TEKS stands for when you're looking at it in the lesson. It's just, you don't have to go anywhere else. You can just click over to standards and automatically see the text of those TEKS